Hey guys, what's up? It's Sean from Ghost Mode EDC. It's been a little while since I've put a video out. I've just been super busy and stuff like that with work and trying to get stuff done around my house for springtime and get my yard all picked up and stuff. So I haven't had much time for YouTube videos, but I'm gonna bring you a video today on almost my whole entire knife collection. Some of the stuff that I have sitting around was gifts. Some of the stuff I picked up from pawn shops. I don't know a lot about some of these knives, but some of these knives I know a whole bunch about. So let's just get into the video, okay? So the first one I have was a gift from my son. It's a slip joint. Most of this video is going to be slip joints, but this is a little buck toothpick knife. It does make it in the pocket every now and then, but not too often. Like I said, it was a gift from my son, so I just like to keep it around because of that reason. So there's that one. Next one up was also a gift from my son. This is a buck canoe knife. Just simple canoe pattern. Pretty good shape. This one makes it in the pocket sometimes, but also I just keep it around because it was, a gift from my son. Fit and finish on this is pretty good. The last buck knife I have, I've had this one since I think the early 90s, if I'm not mistaken. This is from 1987, so I think that's when my dad gave it to me in the early 90s. I've had this thing forever. I mean, it's chipped up, beat up, fit and finish still pretty good on it. The blade, the main blade, touched a live wire, so the whole tip's melted off and stuff like that. It's been sharpened umpteen thousand times. That's still pretty sharp. This one's pretty beat up, but like I said, I've had it since the early 90s, so that one stays in the collection. These next three came from local pawn shop finds, but this one's a Rough Rider canoe. I'm not a big fan of the canoe pattern, but I do have a few in my collection. Fit and finish on this one is really nice for Rough Rider, and I bought it strictly because of this, what I would call the show side right here. This is a diamond gem, but this is real bone, and you can't really see it in the camera, but that side looks amazing in the sun. This side's pretty dark, but this side just looks fantastic, and that's why I picked it up. So, has some etching on the blade. It doesn't really get carried often. Still razor sharp, but that's another slip joint in my collection. Pardon me. One more slip joint I found at pawn shop. Actually, the next one is from the pawn shop too, but this is just a Colt canoe knife, the 175th anniversary of Colt. Real bone handles. Fit and finish on this was really nice too, which is why I picked it up. There's no blade play in any of these. This one's got a really nice half stop. It says Colt 175th anniversary. 1886. I can't really see that through the camera, to be honest with you, but yeah. Both blades have a nice little half stop. Walk and talk's pretty nice on this one. I don't know who made these. I'm guessing Queen or Rough Rider or somebody like that. But that one stays in the collection. Then a pawn shop find, Rough Rider. I picked this one up. Again, good fit and finish. I picked this one up specifically because I thought it was kind of neat. This little set of pliers on here. I haven't seen that on a slip joint knife before. So I picked it up strictly for that. I think I spent like $5 a piece on these Rough Riders, which isn't a bad deal. I bought some newer Rough Riders recently that I'll show you guys coming up. But I think their quality has really come a long way compared to what they used to be. Like I said, all the ones that I have are pretty good fit and finish. This one has no half stop. It's just a full pull. Victorinox knives. Got this little sucker right here with the classic XD or whatever in yellow. Just a simple little pocket knife. I picked this up at a jewelry shop. They had a whole bucket of them, and I needed the yellow one just because it was yellow. No specific reason at all. I don't really carry this. It stays in this little tube that it came in. And I have used the tweezers off this and the scissors actually, to cut out my fiance's staples on her head. So that was kind of nice. Another Victorinox. This one I think is the Officer. Can't remember. I don't know. I don't really care. To be honest with you, this is a nice little knife. It's pretty sharp. Haven't really carried it much. More of a recent pickup. It's got the main blade and the small pen blade, the bottle opener, cap lifter with the flat head. That's to pull wires. Can opener. The back side doesn't have the cork because I don't need a cork anyways. It's got a Phillips screwdriver. And the awl. And then, the tweezers and the toothpick. I picked this up just because when I was a kid, I had one of these. So that was the reason I got this one. So there's that one. This one is not a Victorinox. This one is the what is it there? The Winger version. This was an antique store find. I think I spent $3 on this. Blade's still really sharp. Have no idea what this company is. I didn't look it up. I just call it the Kuwait knife. Pretty good shape for being an antique store find. I pretty much bought it because the old guy who runs the antique shop doesn't really get much business, so I picked this up from him, and another Japanese antique barlow that is pretty beat to shit, but I stuck it up on a shelf with some other coins from the 1800s and stuff like that. Looks pretty cool. So there's that. One of the two cases that I have. This is the case Sodbuster Jr. I like this knife. When I first bought it, I won't lie, it barely opened. There was flakes of metal coming out. I had to do a whole ton of cleaning to this in order to even get it to function properly. It's pretty beat up because I've thrown it around and whatnot. It's kind of just a beater knife. The fit on this was, you can see that blade center is just trash. Case did email me about this when I did a video on it before and offered to help me out. I returned their email and then they stopped emailing me. So again, I wouldn't recommend picking one of these up. Like I said, just because this one was trash. But it's still razor sharp. I keep all my knives pretty sharp. I sharpen them almost daily, depending on if I carry this one, which I do now that I fixed it. If I carry it and use it throughout the day, when I get home, I'll run it over the stones. I don't use any of the fancy sharpening systems they have. I still use stones. So, but yep, case Sodbuster Jr. This is one of my newest pickups. This is also Rough Rider, but this is a Rough Rider elephant toe. I really like this. I picked it up strictly because it was white bone handles. I really liked the classic look of it. I was trying to figure out where the elephant toe pattern came from, and there's really not a whole bunch of information on it. Most people think it came from sailors. It's also called the pocket axe, and they would stick this big old, what I call the butter spreader onto a big piece of rope and hit it with a mallet or something like that to cut through the rope. This one's pretty nice though. I like it. Again, if I didn't like it, I wouldn't have bought it for my collection. That secondary blade is as big as most main blades on a canoe, but it's just kind of a fun knife to carry. And this one does have half stops, but they don't work that well since the blades are so huge. But still, I wanted one in my collection, so I got this one. The blade centering on this side is pretty good. The blade centering on this side is a little off. You can kind of see that there. But I enjoy it. It's in my collection. This one I bought from a gun and knife show. This is a Remington bullet knife from 1991. I've always wanted a Remington bullet knife, and I found this one at a local gun show. An old man was selling some of his collection, so I bought this off him. It does have some stress cracks there, but it still functions perfectly. The scales aren't loose or nothing like that. I tied this little piece of leather on there myself. Walk and talk on this one is just freaking awesome. I absolutely love this knife. It's one of my favorites. So it's got the main blade there, and then it's got the spay blade. This one is USA made. So I enjoyed that one. This one was a gift from my dad. This is one of the original Scout knives. I think they called this Bakelite handles. This could be Bakelite handles. I'm not real sure. I know that they shrunk over time. I know this is one of the first versions because I did some research on it. And the first versions, the screwdriver blade was really long compared to later versions. They're about a finger width shorter on those, and the shield was plastic on the later versions. This one's still the pewter or metal, whatever it is. This knife was dull, was really dull, and I put some of an edge back on it. I haven't really worked it a lot just because it's so old. I think this one was from, I think what I read was 1948 to 1957 is when these were made, but I could be wrong about that. You know, don't hold my hands to the fire on that. Clearly it has a lot of years of patina on there, but it still functions good. Everything still works on it. So this doesn't get carried. It's kind of just sits with my other slip joints over here. I like to have it out though, because I like to look at it, fiddle around with it, stare at the patina, just because I enjoy patina and stuff like that. Okay, one of the, you guys have all seen this before. Everybody's still waiting on them to come out. I have no idea why Medford hasn't dropped them yet. But this is the Ask knife from Ask Knives, the Medford Knives other company. This one gets carried quite often. Good walk and talk on that. S45 VN. This is the first production, #1 pre-production knife. I won this knife. That's all I have to say about it. I did drop it, messed up the scale, but that's okay because I can buy a replacement scale for it. If they ever release them. But the walk and talk on this one is just, really nice. It's just snappy. Real quick comparison video. A real quick comparison compared to the Victorinox. A couple people had asked to show a comparison with these two, which I'll do a full video on it. But you know, blade thickness on the Ask knives is just incredibly way thicker than on the Victorinox. So I'll do a comparison video on those two at a later date. But this one's almost always in my pocket since I've won it. I just really enjoy this. a lot. On to my favorite pattern of slip joints is the barlow pattern. So this is probably, even though it looks cool and that's why I bought it, this is probably the crappiest one that I have. I think I spent like 16 bucks on this. It is from Old Forge, aka Pakistan. As you can see, you might be able to pick up on that right there, that flat spot. So inside this scale, I don't know if the camera will pick that up or not, but the lock bar right in there has a big hump in it. So the first time I open this up and then shut it, well, guess what happened? That wonderful Pakistani made knife got this wonderful flat spot in it right there. I've tried to straighten it out, but nope. And I tried real hard. As you can see, I got some scratch marks from my stones on there, just trying to even this blade out. It's the cutting edge on this is just not good. It is so incredibly thick behind the edge. It's almost useless, but I still like it. It's super heavy. This is all hand filed and stuff like that, real bone. I don't know what kind of bone it is, couldn't tell you. Not very easy to open, not very easy to close. You can see, you know, some of the bone marrow or whatever the hell that is there. I enjoy it. My second one, which I do carry, this is the Kershaw culpepper. This is only one of 2 Kershaws that I own. I do really enjoy this slip joint a lot. This is not my Carter, this is G10. I like this clip point blade. My only beef I have with this knife is if you're really bearing down on it, it's pretty easy to move back and forth. Not that I do a whole lot of just crunching down with it, but like I said, that is pretty easy to move. So it doesn't get a whole lot of hard use, but I do carry this, and I enjoy it. I highly recommend this one. I think it was like 25 bucks. For 25 bucks, it's definitely worth the money. Another recent pickup is another Rough Rider. Got it because it was in white bone, but it's a barlow. The centering on this one was really good. The fit and finish on it was really good. This one does not have a half stop. It's a full pull, but it's got a real nice walk and talk. Came razor sharp. I didn't have to take off any burrs or anything like that. It's got a real nice pull. Got a real nice snap shut. Real nice pen blade on there. So, yep, there's the Rough Rider emblem. Everybody's seen Rough Riders. I actually like Rough Riders. I don't really think that you know, they're that crappy of a knife, to be honest with you. Like I said, this channel is based a lot around, you know, budget and whatnot, and I've been recently getting into more slip joints. So, you know, Rough Rider is a good way to go for budget. Another recent pickup, I got at the same time I got that other barlow, is this Rough Rider. This is the Cinnamon Stag barlow. This one is a single blade. The blade centering on that is really good also. The fit and finish was really nice. This one does have a half stop. I did patina this myself. This has got the high carbon steel on it. So what I did to patina it, believe it or not, I stuck this blade in a potato overnight, and that put that nice patina on there. And you know, that kind of protects that high carbon steel from rusting when you put a patina on them. So I would have let it get natural patina, but you know, I don't really use these a whole lot. I kind of just enjoy carrying them, usually with a main blade. But barlow is definitely my favorite pattern, and this one has a really nice walk and talk too. It just snaps shut and it feels really good. So one that came in the mail today, I was really excited about, which is my most expensive barlow, is this case barlow in the Caribbean saw jig bone. This is really, I really was very happy with this case compared to this one. I can't even believe these are from the same company, from the fit and finish on this one to the bullshit I went with this one. Like I said, you can't feel any so this one's still all oily from shipping, but you can't feel any, you know, difference in the, it's just nice. It's nice and smooth. It's got a nice half stop. I like this blade a lot, this clip point blade. It's very snap shutty. This one's US made. This is in stainless steel and not high carbon. Kind of wish it was in high carbon. To show you a little comparison video on blade styles on clip points there. Well, let's grab this one. So this is what most of the clip points look like. And then the clip point on the case is a little bit different. Not a whole lot different, but you can definitely tell a difference, you know, just in style. Most of the ones I have look like this one here. But yeah, I was real excited about this. I like this blue color. This will be fun to put in the fifth pocket. Like I said, real snap shutty. And the blade centering on this was just spot dead right down the middle. I was really glad about the quality of this one, because I kind of took a shot, because I was never going to buy another case knife again. And I seen this, and I like Barlow's, and I was like, all right, I'll give them another shot. So I picked this up, completely satisfied. Hopefully, maybe they've gotten some of their quality control issues figured out, or are trying to. This one doesn't have any problems. So hopefully they keep going along that route. A couple more knives that I carry all the time. This is going to get into a different category here. Well, we'll go with this one first. So this is the only balisong I have. This is the Kershaw Lucha, US made balisong. This thing is absolutely enormous in the hands. It's a big knife, but I like it. I used to play with butterfly knives when I was a kid. You know, you could get them from the fair. At least I could, where I'm from. And one of my collection, and I got this one. And this does get carried often. It's okay to carry it in my state, as long as you have a permit to carry a concealed weapon, which I do. So I can carry this without getting in any trouble. If I didn't, I probably wouldn't carry it. All right. The only neck knife I own is a CRKT, the minimalist, and the cleaver blade. I bought this just for shits and giggles. It really has no use in my collection, to be honest with you. I've never had the need for a tiny little cleaver. To be honest, I don't know what I would actually use this for. I just wanted to buy something when I had bought this, which was like a year ago. And this is what I picked up. So I have that. It does get wore sometimes, but not very often. So I got that. One of the Leathermans that I have is the Leatherman Wave Plus. It's really good. This thing gets a lot of use. I've used up pretty much every single one of these tools and blades on here for one purpose or another. Doesn't even, have the springiness anymore in it. This is probably the tool that gets used the most, is the Phillips, and it pulls out and it has the flat head behind it. So, and these lock out, which I kind of enjoy. Some of the other Leathermans don't. Highly recommend this one. Also, one that gets a lot of use out of it would be the eyeglass screwdriver, which I was thoroughly impressed they put this in there. It's got a flat head on the back side of that too. So that gets used a lot. You wouldn't believe how many people need their glasses fixed, and I'd be like, hey, I got you, you know, and can tighten up their glasses for them. This did have another flat head on it right there. I busted it off. I could get it replaced because Leatherman does have their lifetime warranty, but I don't really feel the need to get it replaced. It already has another flat head on it. So, and it was my fault that it got busted off. I was really prying on something and snapped it off. I also have the Leatherman Sidekick, but that's in the car, and my fiance has the car right now, so. I picked this up. This is a little leather slip made by Easy Ant, and this is usually what I put my my barlows in. It drops in my shirt pocket because it also holds my new Fisher Space Pen. I've had this for a couple weeks now, and I started carrying this instead of my Hinder Investigator pen. This writes finer, feels better in my hand. To be honest with you, the Hinder Investigator pen was, I think, $89. I think this one was $25, and I prefer this $25 pen, you know, over that $80 pen all day long. I really, really, really love this pen. So, and I understand I'm saying I really, really, really love everything, but that's why it's in my collection, is because I really love it. So, this leather slip, got it off Amazon. Came within 2 days. It does get beat up a little bit because it does get carried often, and it just holds my slip joints. Alrighty, another gift from my son was this Gerber. I don't freaking even know what it is, to be honest with you, in copper. I don't really have anything to say about this knife. It's just in my collection because my son gave it to me. He carried it for a long time. He's like, Dad, you want this knife? And I was like, sure, Aiden, you know, I'll take it. So he gave it to me. He didn't like it anymore, and I don't like it at all. But because it was from my son, it stays in my collection. So I do not recommend any knives from Gerber, nor will I ever. I've never had a good Gerber in my whole entire life out of all the Gerbers that I've bought in, you know, from being younger and whatnot, so I don't buy them anymore. One thing I carry daily, this CRKT tool, Scout Tools design. Open it up, and it's got some bit drivers in here, Phillips flathead, and then some Torx bits. It's waterproof. This end pulls out, and you put your bits in there, and then you got a little driver. This thing comes in handy a lot. So that stays in the pocket, and it's got a nice clip on it. All right, my last 4 knives are what I consider to be expensive knives. And they're also all customized. So not custom shop or custom made, they're customized by me. So the first one I'll talk about is my Spyderco Parade 3. This one, you know, Golden State, Colorado, USA Earth. I love that Spyderco puts that on there. S30V steel. This one is actually from Smoky Mountain Knife Works. I did put this Lynch Northwest deep carry pocket clip on there, which I absolutely love that now that it's deep carry. The clip feels better, you know, in the hand and everything like that. These are bronze scales from Smoky Mountain Knife Works. And this knife is extremely, extremely sharp. This is one of my favorite of my 4 everyday carries that I carry mainly, besides this one here, which is a slip joint, but my main blades would be this Spyderco Parade 3. So, and you can tell when I had my old clip on there, you know, I gotta get some more patina on that, and you know, that'll just come with use. So there's that. This one is my Benchmade Mini Griptilian with Applied Weapons Tech scales in the topo pattern. Lynch Northwest deep carry pocket clip. This is the flat dark earth scales and spacer made out of aluminum. This doesn't get carried a whole lot. My fiance pretty much bought me everything for this to customize it. So it's kind of special, you know, to me. And I do carry it, but just not often. It's not one of my harder use carries, but it does get carried, you know, a little bit. There's that one. It's probably the most carried one. This is my Benchmade Bugout. Probably my favorite EDC of all time. This one is super used. I use this all the time for everything. Flytanium copper scales, Flytanium copper thumb stud, you know, just a regular deep carry pocket clip it comes with from Benchmade. This is a phenomenal pocket clip. So I actually wish they had these for every single knife I own, and that would be fantastic, but you know, it's a Benchmade design. But S30V, this was originally in the green Grivery. This has the original coating on it, not what Benchmade's new coating is. I don't know what the difference is in the 2 coatings, but I do know there is a difference. This is, like I said, in my eyes, this is the perfect everyday carry knife. I've used this hard use. I've used it, you know, for light stuff. It just holds up. No blade play. It is just fan-friggin-tastic. And I recommend the Benchmade Bugout for anybody. I don't care what anybody says, but I do recommend scale swaps. So I guess it's your choice if you want to spend, you know, $120 on a knife plus another $60 on scales. You know, to me it was worth it, but this is perfect. Just the perfect everyday carry blade. And then my other most carried, I actually just customized today, but something didn't come in the mail. But this is my Benchmade 940. I have a Lynch Northwest deep carry pocket clip coming. It just didn't come today, so I just stuck the old clip back on there. But I just got these Flytanium brass scales in today for it. And it's got a Flytanium brass thumb stud. I did like the aluminum scales of the original Benchmade, you know, 940 scales. But I like the through design on this. It's got, you know, the titanium barrel spacers, all the titanium handle screws, scale screws and whatnot. I absolutely am in love with this, and I haven't got to carry it a lot yet because I just got these scales today. So it's kind of new to me, I guess. The blade's not, but, you know, the scales are. So it feels like a good weight. I like the added weight to it. I enjoy heavier knives compared to lighter knives. So this is more up, you know, my alley of stuff that I like. So yeah, once these start to patina up, it'll be really nice. But I enjoy it a lot, and I can't wait to carry this more. The Benchmade 940 is one that I would carry if I was going out like into the woods and wanted a good folder to carry with me, and I was going to be in the woods for a while. This would be my go-to knife. Just because it's more of a hard use, hard use. But I've also done the same thing with the Bugout. So this is the one that's normally in my pocket. I'm just going to try out carrying this one for a while with these new scales and see if I like it, you know, more than I did with the regular scales. And then the last thing that I have pretty much to share, you know, is kind of an upgrade to my concealed carry weapon. But so I bought the Hogue slip-on grip with the beaver tail for my P365, and I love it. It's good. I highly suggest it if you think that the handle for the P365 is too small. It definitely adds a little bit of you know, fatterness to that handle, so it feels good. But that's pretty much all I got today, guys. Like I said, I'll come back with a review on the long-term carry so far that I've had with the Ask knife, and then do a comparison video with the two Swiss Army knives I had, the Victorinox and the Winger. So hope you guys enjoy the video. Like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.